And kids, watch. Kids don't care about what you say. They follow what you do. Mm-hmm. So when I had my son Xander, my first time, and it clicked for me, I took him to the bank, got us some money. I let him count on $3,000.
How old is he?
Probably 3 or 4. So to him, it was like $100 million.
Facts. They've been counting that long.
So he was like, how do you get this? I'm like, you say I work all the time, but I spend time with you and I teach you. If you stay consistent, this is the kind of money that you can have. Mm-hmm. And then for him, it was like, okay, let me read. Then it was Paw Patrol. Let me read my Paw Patrol book. Then he turned 4. I'm like, great. Green is up, red is down. You'll know that in any market. These are the top companies. Start early because kids are receptive anyway. And so we'll go to Smoothie King. Can we invest in Smoothie King? They're privately owned, not publicly traded, but these are the ones that are publicly traded. We have to have these conversations early. Most of us wait until we're 25 to teach our kids about finances, but we'll put them in football camp at 4, 5, and 6. Why? Got to change the dynamics. The confidence comes from the work that I put in. It has nothing to do with my ego or arrogance. Like some of the shit be performative and to piss people off. You know, that's like the engagement part. But the chart work and spending time reading, like I purchased $400 on investing and read all of them. I have articles on investing going back to the early 1900s, 1902, 1903. Like most people aren't putting in that work. Before this shit got popular, I was already in these trenches going to Chicago, getting charts printed out from the 1800s. That takes work. This is when I could say, stay inside. Everyone's like, well, you got to live life. We had a previous guest talk about balance. I get it. But at some point, you have to have mastery in order to get to balance.
Hey, listen, I'm coming. I'm coming right now. Come on in, y'all. Truly honored and blessed to spend and invest time with these guests. But most importantly, spend time and invest time with you too. If you don't know who I am, I'm Rob De La Rosa, the bald-headed Dominican from the Bronx. And all you gotta do to help me, help you, is like, comment, subscribe. Get it. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost.
New York City.
Yeah, now y'all watching. So now y'all watching. Right? And shout out to those who've been watching from the jump. But before we get to this man, for real, I want to say thank y'all for those who've been showing love, support, genuinely sharing this information, going out your way, you know what I'm saying? Reach out, the DMs. Love is love. The love was there before this incredible legends in front of me. So
I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate that coming afterwards as well. Ladies and gentlemen, as y'all know, we're in the Living Room Podcast where we learn, laugh, and heal. And today, we have the one and only. If you've been living under a rock, right? Because there's no way you don't know who this is.
A lot of people don't know. I have more work to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
The humble, not so humble.
Yeah.
The master investor, Ian Dunlap, is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up for this lovely man.
I'm happy to be here. Y'all energy amazing. Y'all vibe amazing.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? We got good parents on this side. So, I mean, that's what it is. Yeah.
Some of y'all don't.
Mommy, I love you. Mommy, look. Mommy, pay attention. So this is everybody in the school. It's Ian Dunlap. You understand? So look, Ian. So for those who don't know, you're the master investor, not the master trader. Mm-hmm. Right? So my question first.
I'll trade my ass off too, for the record though.
That's what I want to get into because first, how did you get that name, right? Is that self-given or was it proclaimed by a group of people that say this is why he can give himself that name?
No, I had to come up with a way to stand out. So like Ian Dunlap is a more boring name. Shout out to my mom. I appreciate you. She wanted me to get a good job, so she gave me a name that could get me a good job, right?
That's big right there,
That was big back in the day.
My name is Roville De La Rosa. It was rough.
So... but I had to come up with a way to stand out. So for me, it was like, okay, I was watching a bunch of shows. We would talk about podcasts and the shows, but I was watching MasterChef one day. I'm like, I'll go Fire Master. Okay, let me play around with it. And I'm like, what would give me longevity? So investor could mean stocks, invest in media, real estate, water. There's a bunch of things you can invest in. But I knew two things. You need polarity. We were talking about shows. So like Joe is a very, shout out to my guy, shout out to Melissa, everybody. You need polarity though. So I knew half of the audience would be like, who the fuck does he think he is calling himself?
Right.
And the other half would be like, well, that's dope. I needed someone who looked like us, who actually put up high returns to be known as that. So I think it's dope when like Bruce Buffer introduced me on stage, or Josh Brown, or like Ian's the master investor. So it was self-given, but it's a title that I would say I've earned from the results that I've been able to give people.
Talking about those results you've been able to give people, when did you start Red Panda, right? Like, is this landing in the world you are today, is this something you always wanted to do? Like, growing up as a kid, when did investing, stocks, all that come about?
That was later. Like, as a kid, I had the same dreams as everybody. I wanted to rap, play ball.
You got bars, bro?
What? What? Like, even those writing skills helped me in the show today. So to make those comparisons, to do a show like this, unfortunately for our people, you have to be charming, entertaining, and accurate. You can't just be one. When back in the day, when we first started doing the show, I had on the suit and the glasses, and I thought that was enough. If I took 10,000 and turned to 150, but they're like, no, we want to see more personality. We want to see the rants and all. I'm like, oh, okay, so they need the performative part. But and then as I got older, my dad's always been an entrepreneur. I saw that gave a path to freedom. So that played a part. Listening to Nas, got hip to Dow Jones. I'm like, the hell is that? I had a teacher in 7th grade who told us about stocks, but he didn't tell us how to make money from them. And I'm like, damn, I wish I would have listened going back to then. But I started Red Panda in 2013. I had been investing since 2008. I had a friend that worked at JP Morgan when a crash happened. He sold everything he had. And then at 35 years old, he retired from investing in the stock market. He called me and was like, I want you to buy these 4 stocks. Stop what you're doing. Get them. Okay, cool. I got you. 3 months later, he called me like, yo, it's time to liquidate. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? He was like, it's time to sell off everything that we bought. And I was like, what had happened was I was laying on Bianca and I forgot to buy the stocks. And he said, that's your mistake. I'm up 800,000-900,000 off this one investment. And I'm like, damn, Bianca titties wasn't worth 800,000-900,000. I like them, you know what I'm saying? But they weren't worth 800,000-900,000 worth of layup.
Yo, 800.
And still to this day, he's retired off of that money that he put into the market. And that's when I was like, I'll never miss another crash, another recession, another opportunity. So when these drops happen and people are panicking, that's when I'm at my best.
And give me like the 24 hours when when you really got the news, when he gave you yo, bro, just so you know, those investments I gave you.
Yeah.
What was those 24 hours for you after you got that information?
I was stressed. Like, you ever got caught up with your girl and she go through your phone and catch you cheating? It's worse than that. My stomach dropped to my feet. I'm like, oh my God. Because you can finagle out there. It wasn't really like that. You know what I mean? But this opportunity, you're not going to, like, he bought Citi, I think, at 97 cents.
Crazy.
5 months later, it was up at $5. And so I'm just looking and I'm hating and looking like, damn, he made another $2 million here off of. But everybody who worked there, shout out to everybody at JP Morgan, but they were selling their cars, homes, clothes, everything they can sell. And I'm like, ooh, this is bad. But they were just getting more capital to ride the wave back up. And then Obama comes in, quantitative easing. Now interest rates are zero. Tech take off, banking goes back up. And then I missed out, laying on Bianca.
All right, so 24 hours, Bianca's done. What do you do next to learn how to invest, get in the market?
I start calling him every day. And he was like, read these books. I was already watching CNBC every day, but I started diving in deep. And for us, I feel like a lot of times if we don't make it to the league or make it in rap, most men that are black and brown quit on their dreams around 24. And that's when life is just really getting started. So like that drive from playing sports, I'm like, if I can put this here and learn this game like the back of my hand. So I started reading everything. Yahoo Finance, CNBC, MSNBC, I was on everything. Message boards, reading books, and then just like slowly building my skill set.
So were you always a reader or a student of this magnitude? Because I'm gonna be real with you, Ian.
Yeah.
I've heard you say it. You want to get good? Read 50 pages a day.
Minimum.
Minimum. And I hear you.
Can we be real? Most men are going through 60 pages worth of DMs. I see all in the Shade Room comments, Hollywood Unlocked, Baller Alert, y'all all on Brittany Renner page. Hey, y'all, cool. But that's not going to pay you nothing. But now I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, I don't care if you do it. As long as I do it and my son does it, great. I can say I gave it to you. If you do nothing with it, that's on you. But if you want to go to the league, let's say you're in high school and you play ball, how many hours per day do you need to play
They live
ball?
in it. You live in that. Yeah, you're doing
Every day.
every day. That's a fact.
So you have to do the same thing here if you want to be financially free. As inflation is going up, as they're destroying the podcast market, they destroyed the Airbnb market here in New York. They fucked up Turo. They fucked up crypto as soon as we got in it. What are you going to do? I just had a conversation with a lady yesterday. Shout to Arian. She's the number one VC
Watch that.
for Black women-led firms. The same guy who took away affirmative action, took her to court because he doesn't want her to give Black and brown women money to build companies.
Literally, bro. That's insane.
And think about how many of us don't even know that.
That's a fact. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I didn't watch Market Monday, I would have had zero idea. And that's why I'm so appreciative of what you guys do.
Thank you.
Because that was huge. Like I was watching that and I think that their landing is discrimination. Like that's gonna cause discrimination against the people who's been the most discriminated in the world.
But every level that you go up high, you're gonna have to learn how to face a new devil and how to beat those challenges. So we had Jim Crow in the 1960s, and then you have redlining. Great. Now, as we become financially informed, let's change the legislation so they won't make money as fast. Because if we do, we mess up the commercial market. People don't want to come back to work. That affects their top and bottom line. And if we're making more money, then why do we need to work for other people?
Right.
So it's a design destruction. But that's why I'm like, if we don't read and we don't know, this is just one battle. We haven't even got to angel investing, venture capital, Black and brown companies IPOing, us investing back into our neighborhoods. The block thing sounded great. And we start talking about it, and then all white people start buying up our blocks way faster. So if we don't arm ourselves with what we need, we won't be able to win this race. But y'all can do what y'all want to do. Do what you want to.
So here's my follow-up question on that. So after you get into student mode, were you a good student at school?
No, I was average at best.
Okay.
I hated reading. Like until probably my mom got me a book on Tupac like after he died. And I went through that. It was 200 pages. I think it was by Vibe. I went through that book in like 2 days. And my dad was like, why the hell you got to read that? My mom was like, if he reads something that he likes, at some point he'll find something else that he likes. So I just took my acumen from like sports and liking video games. And I'm like, okay, great. I want to learn how to make money. Because I hated reading too. I hated most things in school because I didn't see a pathway. Also, most teachers that I had, they were great teachers, but I saw that they were not paid well. So if this education that you say is so valuable, why don't they make what they should make? Because my dad was dropping me off to school in a Benz. They weren't happy. So I see the correlation. And kids, watch. Kids don't care about what you say. They follow what you do. So when I had my son Xander my first time, and it clicked for me, I took him to the bank, got us some money, I let him count on $3,000.
How old is he?
Probably 3 or 4. So to him, it was like $100 million.
Facts. They've been counting that long.
So he was like, how do you get this? I'm like, you say I work all the time, but I spend time with you and I teach you. If you stay consistent, this is the kind of money that you can have. And then for him, it was like, okay, let me read. Then it was Paw Patrol. Let me read my Paw Patrol book. Then he turned 4. I'm like, great. Green is up, red is down. You'll know that in any market. These are the top companies. Start early because kids are receptive anyway. And so we'll go to Smoothie King. Can we invest in Smoothie King? They're privately owned, not publicly traded, but these are the ones that are publicly traded. We have to have these conversations early. Most of us wait until we're 25 to teach our kids about finances, but we'll put them in football camp at 4, 5, and 6. Why? Got to change the dynamic.
That is real.
Yeah.
So when does Ian, after going to student mode, feel sufficient in his craft? Like, were you working at this time while you were learning?
Before I did this, I had a marketing company. So ever since I was in college, like I was working for myself. Like, and as far as like, when did I feel sufficient to like start talking to the people about it?
Correct.
I probably started posting on Facebook maybe 2016, but I had no desire to like have a huge audience. I thought if I had great results alone, that will lead me into the hedge fund space. For all of you who want to be there, it's more than that. Gotta have great compliance, great team, great legal, great connections. So I had to do all of this to get me to the route of going to like the hedge fund route, which led to the conversation with Kathy and Mike, and we'll talk about that later. And investment. So I never had any desire to be seen. I just wanted to get the result, help people make money, and I get paid. And then it was, well, you don't have a preponderance of proof that you're great at this. And da-da-da. I'm like, I'm watching y'all currently.
Right.
What?
Right.
Well, help more people. If I've made you money, please put yes in chat.
I'm
the only one in the world who say that.
That's a fact.
Whether retail, institutional, municipality, that has a bunch of people constantly saying yes. So I have to do that so when I go into my meetings, I can lead with that.
Let me just say something. Coming from a background where I had I did have a business where you have people who, there were signals, right?
Yeah.
And the biggest challenge I would say at the beginning is people getting in just for money, right? Like, oh, I could turn 500 to 1,000, 2,000. It gets, I didn't like how it attracted the money hungry. I don't want to learn nothing. Just give me
it's
what
the wrong audience.
I didn't like that audience, right? But to see you come in a group, in a room, we in the Hulu theater.
Yeah.
If I made you money, not even yes in chat, let me get a yeah, and everybody raws in there.
Yeah.
How long did it take to get the learning curve for somebody who's new that joins Ian's Red Panda or whatever it was called then?
Yeah.
To have that sustainability of that many people really say yes.
I mean, it takes time, but my thing was to never teach. Most people are bad students. So if most people are bad students, let me adjust. Like if I am a fisherman and a chef, why should I take you to a lake to catch your own food? Most people try to teach you to do shit that they can't do because they can't give you a result. Like all you motherfuckers who be podcasting about women and they had no women ever.
Facts. Talk to them.
Should we go 50-50? Your dick ain't dicking. Because if you was dicking properly, she'd do 100-0. We gonna be honest or no? This is not financial advice. These jokes are written by 85 South. I'm just kidding. But all them comments are like, y'all messed up the podcast market. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a fact. And what drives me nuts is how much it trends. It's annoying.
Yeah, but it works. It's like the Vlad Effect. Like, people may call him a vulture, but he's only doing what people are replying to.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. No, I was gonna get to that. So knowing that, that analogy was huge. If I'm the chef, I'm the fisherman and the chef, why would I make you go catch your own fish?
Yeah. So and I'm only telling you what I'm doing. So if I'm invested here, okay, great. This is the price I'm looking to get in.
Understood.
But this is the part where I can talk to you about as a trader. If you know how to trade on a shorter time frame, long-term investing is easy.
That's a fact.
So I'm like, okay, let me get a seed for free. Okay, great. I'll tell you where to get into Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, AMD. I caught Bitcoin going to 20,000 when it was at 60,000.
I was telling that to some of my people in the room right now. Like, yo, Ian, if y'all don't know, is when everybody's riding this horse. 100,000. I remember watching the episode, bro, when you said that. And Rashad, shout out to Rashad.
Shout out to my guy.
Shout out to Troy. Rashad's like, I see it going to 100,000. And just you mad composed like 20. You know, going back to 20.
My guy was like, you sure? I'm like,
it's going back to 20. So that level of confidence, is that because of the chart time?
That comes from the work. People don't realize that I've been doing this since 2008. So imagine if I got a chance to red shirt since 2008, then I get to play at UConn. I'm going to come out, score 45. But because you don't know me, it's like, well, even the confidence part, the confidence comes from the work that I put in. It has nothing to do with my ego or arrogance. Like some of the shit be performative and to piss people off. You know, that's like the engagement part. But the chart work and spending time reading, like I've purchased $400 on investing and read all of them. I have articles on investing going back to the early 1900s, 1902, 1903. Like most people aren't putting in that work. Before this shit got popular, I was already in these trenches going to Chicago, getting charts printed out from the 1800s. That takes work. this is when I could say, stay inside. Everyone's like, well, you got to live life. We had a previous guest talk about balance. I get it. But at some point, you have to have mastery in order to get to balance. And most people don't want to make that sacrifice. And I feel like people love to hear the hard work, dedication story from Floyd. They love to hear from Kobe after he passed. But most people don't want to do it now. I'm going to tell y'all be super honest. Most people that y'all see on social media and media are broke. How many podcasts make $1 million a year or more? Name them for me.
We coming, you heard?
So we come. Different business model.
Right.
Game alley before right?
It's a fact.
You got to do things a different way. And I only say that to say they take us down a rabbit hole of shit that does not pay well. Notice all the things that pay the most are deemed boring to us. Private equity, venture capital, angel investing, invest in the stocks, invest in the real estate. Everything that pays the least, rap, OnlyFans, if you started in the last 2 years being a dope boy, it's over with, everybody snitching.
Right.
Right?
It's a fact.
It looks great, but there's no money there anymore. Most artists who have a signed deal have to give up 80% of all money that comes in. They keep 20. You're hot for 5 years. That math ain't mathing. That's not confident. That's just doing the work.
That's real talk, though.
Yeah.
Printing out, you could print charts, bro, from the 1900s.
I have to go pay for them. There's certain information that we don't have that's not available on the retail platforms.
So I didn't even know that. You know what I mean? Like, to even know, I got to be homework in the studio.
Yeah.
So now, here's a question I have, right? Because I'm introduced. The reason I know of Ian Dunlap is because of Market Mondays.
Yeah.
Right? So I went and did my homework and then circled back and watched your first interview.
Oh, wow. Okay.
With, Troy and Rashad.
Yeah.
I don't know where they were at. It was a smaller room. Definitely was.
That was in Troy's living room.
Troy's living room.
Yeah.
Shout out to Troy. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, who is this dude? And you touched on it. Dressed in a suit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I remember that Ian, right? Always was in a suit and giving the advice raw.
Yeah.
2-part question. One, did you know that interview was going to lead to what y'all have today? Market Monday.
Good question.
Right? Number 2, how did that interview come about? Like, did you know these guys before or anything like that?
So I met Troy Rashad through a friend, Jury. Shout out to you. She introduced us, but I was telling you beforehand, like, he won't say it. Shout out to my guy, Rashad. Rashad didn't want to do the interview.
Ooh.
It took probably 12 or 13 or 14 attempts. And, but I told Jury, I'm like, hey, follow up. If you want me to do the interview, I'll do it, but I'm not going. Because they had a networking event in Houston. And Trap was there, which is funny because, like, I was a fan of Trap.
Right.
And so when she came back with the Trap, I was like, fuck. Should have went. Right? But me, from a positioning standpoint, and I did the same thing in dating, if I wanted someone, I needed somebody to introduce me to them to put me in a favorable light. I'm not going to come chase you. Now, if I like you enough, I would have came across the little bar and shot my shot, but it works better if you're introduced properly by someone. And then we hit it off. I went up there to do the interview. Interview went well. But did I know it was going to turn into this? I knew something was going to come of it, but I'd be lying if we thought Market Mondays would come. Because the interview didn't do as well as interview did good, but it didn't do what I thought it should have. But that goes back to, in our culture, we like the sensational shit over substance. So the whole scam culture that came about, I'm going to tell the audience, you have to stop watching the videos of a person that's going to tell you how to make $5 million starting with $1,000. Does not happen. If so, Goldman Sachs would have picked you up, Bank of America, JP Morgan, Century 21, somebody would have picked you up.
Facts.
Agency would have picked you up. Some would have brought you in their ecosystem. But one day Rashad was like, hey, I want to add some more shows to what we're doing. And I was like, hey, episode I had one good. I know no one is talking to us about how to invest. And then just for it came back and the episode did well. And then we did a live end of February, March, the first week of March before COVID got announced. And
Took off.
It took off and the rest is history. Yeah.
So here's a question I have, right?
Go ahead. Ask all the real shit you want to know.
Because here's what I see. Partnerships. We're going to get to the real shit in a second.
Yeah.
But partnerships, seeing you guys, from my perspective, my point of view, that's one of my favorites. That I haven't met y'all, you know what I'm saying? I've been around the rooms and events that they're in. But what y'all do, my favorite part about Market Mondays is when I seen there was a dispute, your belief versus that when I like y'all more when y'all were a little more conflicting.
I know, me too.
You know what I'm saying? Like
too.
nah, they ain't go. I'm telling y'all, do the research. If I said when he gets on his, if I made you say yes in chat, that was it. Because I love that y'all kept not that y'all now y'all more cohesive. Like y'all
but I'll tell
understand
you
and
what
agree.
caused the change too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Doing what you do, being around so many people, trusting that partnership. How did y'all work? This is personal information, maybe. Like, how y'all work out the numbers? Like, if this show does this, when you guys tour and you interview Floyd Mayweather and y'all go to London and you're going to Chicago, like, how do y'all set this up?
It's easy because I came in. My thing with Troy and Rashad, I'm like, how do you let all these people come on your platform, make money, and then not give you anything? So when I came in, I was like, hey, let's do a deal with Stock Club, but let's break it down this way. I'm going to do all the work. I'm going to fulfill everything, keep 33%. Great, I'll keep the rest. It was easy. But I came in wanting to help. But that was also because of the friend who connected us. And then other stuff we've done, it'll be 50-50, but you just have to talk that out from the very beginning. But when you come in trying to help, the goal is to help the people and find ways to make money. You have to talk out those percentages from the very beginning. And that's where a lot of podcasters get into trouble. Not having ownership, not having paperwork, not knowing. And also, too, we didn't know each other. So that's what people don't know. Like, we partnered and we started doing a podcast. I only met Troy Rashad one time. I only saw Troy Rashad one time up until 2022 damn near in person. So...
Crazy.
But yeah, it's crazy. So like what you guys have in here with the chemistry, I want you to use the chemistry that you guys have to push past a lot of people. I told you, a lot of podcasters don't get along. We can see it all in your content, all in your videos, dancing, come to death row. So, but and we have some moments of conflict. That's because we didn't know each other. But I was so firm in what I know. So, and I think our partnership is perfect. They have the media part down to a science. I've been investing down to the science. Notice in the shows, when they mention podcasts and show creation or development of ideas, I never had any pushback. When it comes to this, though, and I said this with Josh Brown, it's Mike Novograt's fault, because when I called at 20,000, he was on that episode, and he was like, I'm impressed by the level of analysis here. I said, he fucked up. He told me I got it. And he told me, he was like, yo, these are the levels the hedge funds want to buy in at. I said, oh, so if I got the prices and I don't work there, what's game, set, match? Cool. But yeah, I miss some of the days when we had a conflict too, and I know it's entertaining.
Yeah.
But then as you are in a partnership, when you go to war and people start to attack, that's what made us like even closer. And it's like, okay, great. Now, whatever conflict and rifts y'all used to see, I ain't gonna let y'all see a motherfucker.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So when does Ian say, I'm taking off the suit? Here's why. Right? I think the image of the man in the suit did his job very well. Like, who's this dude in the suit?
Yeah.
Keeping it super raw.
Yeah.
And now we get the more casual Ian. I feel like Kobe with the afro.
Yep.
Right? Now Kobe cuts the hair.
Yeah.
He's more about, you're more conscious to some degree of how you deliver the message to some people. To a degree.
I am.
To a degree. So what makes that change?
One, I got tired of dressing up every fucking week. Okay. The prep time, because like for most people who do shows, and I'm not shitting on most podcasters, for me, in the prime 2020, 2021, part of 2022, it would take me 48 working hours to work on a show. So when I go to other shows, like y'all set up, I've been to some shows though, like what you want to talk about. I'm like, you have no show notes, no prep note. Great. That wasn't me. So it happens a lot though. Like most show, name your favorite show. Now put the blame on me.
Like you want me to name my favorite shows? All right. So shout out to Social Proof.
He preps. Shout out to Dave.
Shout out to Ed Milet show.
Ed preps.
Shout out to Joe Budden, Joe Budden podcast.
They don't always prep though. Some of them freestyle.
I could feel that though from my experience of speaking and stuff like that.
And I see both sides of it. He has a lot to carry, and I've told. Well, Melissa puts shit on the board every week, but I've also told my other guys like, yo, y'all should put shit on the board. But my thing is like, I want to be the most prepared. Right. But because I'm doing a like informative, outcome based show, I don't think that I can freestyle.
Right. I remember you used to have PowerPoints ready type deal.
Yeah, but I got tired of dressing up. the workload was too heavy, and then at a certain point, I felt like the audience didn't appreciate it. So I'm like, if me dressing up and doing this is a asset, let me save this for Showtime, NBC, ABC, CBS. Because I think Mark and Monday should be on after Shark Tank.
Facts though. The debate yesterday was crazy. Like which yesterday was y'all was getting it off yesterday.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched Market Mondays, go watch Market Monday. Last week was insane. Y'all went off. Not a tangent. Y'all spoke real at the end of that episode. I was ready.
Too.
So now when we talk about dressing up for events.
Yep.
Okay. You've been on stages with some of the people where I'm like, yo, bro, Ian's on stage right now with Floyd Mayweather.
That's crazy. Kevin
Hart.
Yeah.
The Breakfast Club, you've been up there with, you name it.
Yeah.
But then here's what I saw. This is what I'm going to give you credit for. Let me tell you why. Forget about your knowledge, why I bought into Ian. I go to InvestFest last year.
Yeah.
Ian Dunlap opens up. It's all affirmations when he opens up.
Yeah.
I deserve to be rich.
Yeah.
All that was huge to me.
Thank you.
All right. But the moment for me that was powerful is the moment where you got emotional.
Yeah.
In the middle of your presentation, you had a moment.
Yeah.
Why?
That last year I got so much hate, and we started to get so much hate, and it's this normal creative artist arc. Like you're coming up, Biggie before Ready to Die, love big. Then he gets to life after death, and it's like, who do you think he is? And it's like, but you discount all the work prior to. So it was so many battles of people not wanting me to give the information. It was hate, people doing review videos, even in that ecosystem. I'm like, you're making a review video on me to get $300? I'd rather just give you the $500 out of my pocket.
Right.
And y'all still ain't made nobody no money, for the record. But I'm learning that's a ecosystem in YouTube and in social media. So, but the love that I got reminded me to stay focused on those who really fuck with me. Because I can't convert someone who doesn't like me, regardless if you think I'm arrogant or pompous. I'm like, when I didn't have people pushing hard against me, I didn't have to attack back. So if they slap, but I set off a bomb, why are you only accounting for my bombing? But that's why you will see me too. I'll be a lot more casual and a lot more calm now. And I won't even let you get under my skin like that. So I had a moment just receiving all the love and seeing all the people that I had an impact on. Because when I was going to like the Money Conference back in the day and other investment events, literally when I would go, they would ask me, was I there to be the help? Like this financial freedom thing for Black and brown people, if you ever went to a conference, it wasn't a lot of us there.
That's a fact.
It wasn't a lot of us there. So just receiving that, like knowing that I gave fire, gave slides, gave information, gave the real to get that love back, that was amazing. And then Trap came out, that's fire. Keys came out, like
fact.
So yeah, it was an emotional moment, but like you have to let that show. Yeah.
So as I asked that question, here's why I asked that question as well.
Yeah.
I feel like you not even knowing Troy and Rashad has me question who'd you come up with? Yeah. Like, who were the people who knew Ian before the master investor?
My guy Ty, he be with me.
Okay.
Yeah, my guy Pierre, like my guy Abel. I still have majority of all my old friends when I was a kid. My friend Sion.
But are they in business with you? Not that that's a wrong thing.
Some of them are. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think we put too much focus on the being seen part. We was having a conversation. You got to pick this road famous, this road rich. Too many people choose to be famous and end up being whores to the industry. Most people who are
you dropped that shit so calm.
Who are, and they have to keep up an image. And I think one of the most damning things in the entertainment industry is to be famous and have low money. It's tough because you have to keep up the perception, keep up the lifestyle. That's why when most people get really famous, if they don't ascend to having freedom or having wealth, they end up going crazy. We see Britney every day dancing in them drop top panties she got every day, right? And she had a whole set of issues, right, with her family, and the industry shouldn't even allow that to happen. I'm worried about Doja. I think Doja going through something trying to get out of her deal. But that is the offset of fame. And also, you shouldn't, it's not healthy to have hundreds of thousands of people or millions of people know you. You can't take in all that energy. Like, so even though I love the message we've been able to get out, there's some parts of media that I don't like, and I don't like the line in the media. That's why I'll put the podcast in 2.0 is dead, and most of y'all ain't making no money and all that. It's true because if we lie to our community and we have our kids to aspire to be that, you're walking them into a burning building. Whilst another building over here that's amazing, going to have a good time, you can have the same impact. Like, I don't see Robert Smith go through half the stress that Diddy went through.
That's a fact.
Right? And Diddy's one of our greats.
Nah, for sure.
Like,
for sure.
So I think we have to choose which one we're going to be. And I think having the freedom is way more important than being famous. But if you can do both and keep your peace, that's great.
So fast forward, you're doing Vest Fest this year.
Yes.
And now you're on a panel with the big names, y'all. The $1 billion panel. You know, we got a little. Can we tell them a little secret you gave us before? Who was supposed to be on that panel? Nah. I'm gonna keep
we gotta save it for next year. We gotta save it for next year.
I'm gonna save that. You know, Kathy Wood.
Yeah.
Mike Novogratz.
Yeah.
Right. Let me tell you my observation.
Yep.
Here's what I love about Ian. Right. Love is a strong word. The event, you have the biggest names. I mean, you could say these are the biggest names in investing.
Absolutely.
Right. And Ian is somewhat in the far out. This is my observation. He's on the far out, like when the interview happens, he's on the further out of the circle.
Yeah.
I see Ian, I'm like, this why he a real motherfucker. Get closer. He moves his seat. There's a lady conducting the interview. Ian said, nah, it's my time. And for me, it's what I saw. How you took advantage of like, not I'm Ian, this is my strategy. I know me already. It's no. What do you I know that we don't know? We don't get this opportunity that much. I don't even know Shorty on the outside, respectfully. She might have been somebody a big deal.
With Bloomberg.
But Ian took charge of that moment, right? And then them knowing who you are, what did that do for you?
It validated everything I've been saying because they hit on a lot of the same things I've been talking about. But the sad part is, in our community, if someone white doesn't validate it, it doesn't mean as much. I can argue, respectfully, I put up better returns than Kathy since the show started. But I saw how she was going to get attacked. So I'm like, if I can bring my skill set with her, what does that Red Panda art partnership look like? And since Mike came on the show and told me, levels are pretty good. This is what the hedge funds want to do. It was a full circle moment.
Right.
But for me, the first 2 years I had a keynote. Now I'm in a position where I'm like, they're guests. Now, the other part of the racial dynamic is I have to make them feel comfortable in our house. And it's not about me. I went crazy them first 2 years, right?
Facts.
So what I wanted to do now is pull the information out of them. I'm always a student. So that moment, like in All-Star game when Kobe's asking Jordan, like, hey, how you do the fadeaway? That was what's your risk to reward? And that kept skating around it. But she did say, well, I invested in Tesla in 2016. Google, what was the market cap of Tesla then? She expects it to go to 10 trillion. Divide those two, that'll tell you the risk to reward ratio. So my job is to extract the information and give it to us. Same thing, if I go on any show, Breakfast Club, Jove, I go on Drink Champs, I'm going on Math, I'm going to ask questions to help me be a better person. It's not about me flexing to get y'all to subscribe to me and all that shit. Like, I'm trying to get the information that we really need out of these conversations, but for me, that was a full circle moment, for sure.
Here's one thing about that presentation that stood out to me. The introduction.
Thank you.
Bro, that video, I done seen a couple things in my years.
Yeah.
The intro video was top tier. Because, you know, I heard you talk about it, yo, when I got cooking up this year. I thought he kept talking about,
boy,
yo, I'm telling y'all right now.
Shout out to my guy Ryan.
Yo,
yeah.
Insane video. Here's my question to that.
Yeah.
When I saw that video, bro, it was a highlight. I don't even think the highlight's not even done yet, right? I feel like it's what you've been doing, the ascending of Ian Dunlap. I want to know, before Ian Dunlap, you have a son. You speak highly of, Xander, right? His birthday just passed.
Yep.
Happy belated. When you had your kid, where were you financially? Did you see this coming the time you had your kid?
Did I see this in my future?
In your future.
I'm behind. I should have already been. How people look at Kathy, I should have been in that spot already, but returning 300%. Like, these were my goals, and when I was broke. Like, so these were my 2006. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably 12 years behind where I should be.
Shit.
Just being real.
Broke. What's broke though? Like broke. You couldn't leave your mom's crib broke. Like
broke, like flat, like check to check. Some clients, like, so the reason why I even fully got into investing, I was doing marketing, another whore game, right? Because if you think about it, when a recession happens, marketing and advertising are the first thing to be cut. In 2006, I went through the Forbes 400, the list of wealthiest people. Sir Martin Sorrell, who owns a big advertising agency, he was the only billionaire there. When I looked at the finance list, it was people I never heard of that made 300, 400, 500 million, getting 12% return for people. I'm like, I know people in the streets that can get 12% return. That's nothing. Let me gravitate here. But I had a client that owed me $80,000, and then, so I got the money spent in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna go buy this. I'm gonna buy this. She called me. She's like, hey, I'm not gonna pay you $80,000. And I'm like, I got a cousin in Jonesboro that can get that coffee. Trust me, your car and everything goes too. So I told my dad. My dad was like, I sacrificed too much for you. Right. You can't take that route. Go all in on this. All them days you didn't take out the trash, you want to talk shit. I had money stolen from me too, and you didn't want to take out the garbage for your mom. Welcome to manhood. Pick. You can go outside and be cute and be popular and go chase bitches, or you can master this and never have to worry about that again. From that moment, I said I would never let another person on earth take anything from my child. I don't give a fuck who it is. That's why my disposition, when I get angry or pompous, that you're not going to take anything from my child. That's why the sacrifice is key, to master this so he can be A-okay. But did I see us being, even with Market Mondays isn't rated where it should be.
Nah, I agree.
Yeah.
Completely agree. Yeah. But and it's after, even though it's doing what it's doing, I feel like it's definitely, the cap on that has not even come close. Here's another question, follow up on that. So it seems like, all right, I'm getting personal now. You said ask what the fuck I want, I'm asking.
And I'm asking questions too about what got you triggered.
So,
can you pray when you want to and work?
Yo, bro. This was, that was, we're going to get there.
We'll get into it.
We'll get there. We'll get there. So, it seems like, because I don't want to assume, there's a single father or co-parenting component to you and your son.
I don't believe in co-parenting.
So, the wife or the baby mother or the mother of your father's, your son's?
The woman I had a child with, we're not together, haven't been for a while.
Okay.
I don't believe in what is deemed co-parenting.
Elaborate on it. Expound on that. What do you mean?
Because co-parenting to me means that you're not fully involved. My every waking thought is regarding him, and it's the same for his mom. Even if we don't get along or not. Now, this is talk that a lot of men we need to have. Like, if you make a child, you still are responsible for it. Even when me and his mom were not getting along, I was still giving child support 2 years in advance.
Different flex, I'm gonna give the child support 2 years in advance.
Of I hate you, right. All that, because it can be rough. But I do know the effects if the parents don't have a relationship. It fucks with a kid's confidence. It fucks with education, higher likelihood of going to jail, higher likelihood of joining a gang. Like, you have to be there. It's tough. Like, so even if you are together, it's tough, but being apart, there's things you have to work to. But if I'm going to be honest, even in that situation, I fucked that up.
You
so I can't say that if I told her I was going to have a child with her and we're going to be a family and then a relationship doesn't work out, I can't be mad at her. I'm the one that caused it to not work. So I can't fail in the relationship and in the parenting part. But most men are, usually when most men be like, yo, my baby mama trip, I'm like, you did something to make her trip. You either picked her or did something to make her trip. You knew what you had when you got into it. And I'll still piss her off to this day. But she knows when it comes to him, I'm going to do everything I can for him. Spend time with him, not just money, but like actually spending time hanging with him. That's my favorite thing to do on earth is to hang with my child.
Yeah, and it's fire to even hear and see. Like, it's represented, saying that you took your son to see Steph Curry and had a gift.
That made me dad of the year.
Yeah, you got it. Go there.
He was like, listen, when I told him, like, even his mom was like, I ain't gonna see no stuff. I had to send a flyer and everything. She like, go. He had a blast. She's like, oh my. But I'm like, if you work hard, but I asked Steph, hey, what you do to get in the league? I mean, I ain't missed a day in 8 years, but he like, as a kid, I was on that court all day, all night. But then it comes to entrepreneurship, and we want to kind of halfway be in. It takes the same level of determination. So for my son to be able to see it up close, because he was like, oh, he's not that much taller than you. I'm like, what you trying to say? But it was inspiring to see. But going back to like generational wealth, one of the things Steph talked about, he was like, but the time my mom and dad put into me is a reflection and fruit off of their tree from investing in me from when I was young. There's other players that was better than Steph, but I don't know if they spent more time with him.
My follow-up question to that is, right? Because, I've been paying attention. You feel me? So now as a single, well, we're going to get to I'm going to keep it on fatherhood first.
Yep.
Moving to Mexico. So here's in my mind, I don't know, right? So now that you have a son, not that you have him now, but you have a son, and you decide to move to Mexico.
Yeah.
When it comes to parenting, do you move your son with you to Mexico or?
Can't yet. We got school in Houston. Can't. So the weeks that I don't have him, I'll go there when I can. Then I'm back in Houston.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
And what gives Ian the thought to say, yo, I'm in Mexico, I'm gonna move here? Because I did that in Florida. I was in Miami, and I went a couple times when I was 21. Then I moved there, and it's not the same when you move there.
Yeah.
So were you on vacation a couple times and then say this is gonna be
a few times?
Okay.
Yeah, that's my happy place. Like as a kid, when we have recess and get to just kick it with our friends, I felt like that when I was there. So people don't know. Like I came up with the concept for Market Mondays out there. Every presentation I had for InvestFest, I wrote out there. The first 20 episodes of Market Mondays, I wrote out there. That's like my creative haven.
Fire.
So like I wanted to be in that energy more. Plus, I don't want to go too deep into it, but like for us, you got to be in the zones where like the equator is in our favor. So you got to look at the equatorial circumference of the map and see the zones that favor Black and brown people.
This motherfucker said I want to get that deep. That shit was deep.
But it's true. Because these are like things, like, so even for my trading strategy, based on seasonality, when you go look at the waves, because you trade, right? I started to see when we had calmer markets, we were usually bullish. I would equate that for how many times it will be out to come to shore. I would convert that into ticks or pips for how many points I should go for in the market. I went to Cabo, a little bit choppier. So looking at nature to see how nature's changing, it tells you the seasonality of the stock market as well. Some people are like, oh, that shit don't work. I'm like, it works for me. I'm not selling you shit. You don't have to join. Even this year, like, to prove it, I just sell anything in Red Panda for 10 months. I wanted to show, like, well, I'm cool. Like, I'm not here for that. There's too many people selling who didn't have the result prior to.
So here's when we're talking about a conflicting space. This is a part right here.
Yes.
That if I think about analogies, right? The person that goes and gets results in 3 months, not even 30 days, and then says, here's my course. Right? And for some reason, it has some level of marketing, conviction when they say it, floods the gates, and can get people returns. All right? Post with a person that's been putting in the work for X amount of time and is not that enthused to like go out there because obviously you're getting the results. Is there a median though? Like
no. There's no median. You either great or not, get results or not. What Drake say? I'll see who around 10 years from now. Everybody who was talking that talk and calling signals, I ain't seen them have one meeting with JP Morgan, Guggenheim, Citadel, Citi, Piper, nobody. Why, you still on MT4. I don't hear that shit. At some point, you got to ascend. Because if you are good, somebody's going to grab you and say, hey, let's
give
see
me
what
those
you can do over
results.
here.
Let's use that over here.
And that's true of everything in life. The people that are the best are the ones who end up with the lion's share of the money, market share, and happiness. Apple doesn't put out a mediocre phone. Could it improve? Yes.
Right.
But they are not putting out the HTC Vive from 2013.
Right, the J7.
Yeah,
right.
Like, so I don't think there is a medium.
Okay. And the only reason I say that because I think there's some people that can teach well, right, and not have results. Like, for instance, if it comes to breaking down a chart.
That's
right?
a scam.
I mean, I
like
agree.
most of you people podcasting that can't fuck well. That's why you talk for 3 hours every Friday about what women should do. That dick ain't dicking how you say it is. Notice the men who say all that never had nobody they fuck with up there. Not one. Derek Jackson, no. When you didn't have your wife in that car with you for 6 years, I knew something was wrong. I don't want no smoke with you. I fuck with you. You're a black man. I'm a black man. Yada yada. When your girl wasn't sitting in that motherfucking car with you, I knew. My baby be in my comments. Like,
okay, let's get there. Let's get there. So, Ian.
But you can't teach something that you can't do.
This is true. I'm agreeing. I'm just looking at the world because here's what some people do, right? Yeah. I got friends. I mean, you know, from afar, love is love. Like, they go in, they get into a space and they go make some money. And now I got to course it because it's a digital world. And I'm like, yo, I'm cool on that, right? Yeah. But I guess it's the hustle people are doing. So I think about coaches. Like, sometimes it wasn't the best player that now was an effective coach.
But they made it to the league, though.
There it is.
Most of these people ain't made it out of biddy ball, junior ball.
Copy. There it is.
They made it to the league. And I'm not hating.
Yeah.
Because I have a program, but I had a program before 2020. Like, I was doing this way before. Mm-hmm. But even then, I limited the number of people who could join.
Why?
Because the quality is more important. And plus, I'm already at a place of freedom. I don't want more headaches. And the way that I do business for most is unconventional. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to have a lot of meetings.
Do you see, why is it, or I believe, where when there's the first group of like customers or focused students are females?
Women are better at most things. I'm going to be real. Oh my God. And y'all going to say I'm caping. Clip this part in. Men, I'm not caping.
Right.
But most men are lazy. Most men do enough just to finesse sex out of women. I got somebody, I'm cool. I was popular before Instagram and the internet. I don't need, but most women, when they actually get into a business, they're looking to do better for the community or their family. Most men are looking to buy Balenciaga and give 3 minutes a dick. We gotta call a spade, man. Like, that's why, like, even in the venture capital space, there's a reason why black women are getting more capital and Latin women are getting more capital than men. It's too much talk, too much finesse. Where's the actual product? Where's the MVP? Where's the improvements on the UI? Where's the improvement on the UX? What are you building that's actually going to build the GDP, that's going to close the wealth gap? We don't need another t-shirt line. Truth is harsh, but it's needed. I can either tell you the truth now or be fake and just go poly with other people who don't look like us and go get a bag. And some days I want to go do that. Tomorrow I may. Because even, and I learned this from Tupac, Dick Gregory, Malcolm X, anybody who was a true teller in our community always got demonized and usually ended up broke.
So does that put any fear in the space that you're in? The man who's telling the truth?
Yeah, that's why I'm about to go partner with Kathy and Mike right now. I can either be of the people and build. So Market Mondays for me was the hedge fund. Let me give it away for free, not charge anything. When I saw it started to be pushback, I'm like, okay, you can push back, but you're going to push me into the arms of somebody else. I don't mind going. You pick. I tell you, just like everybody ever dated, you pick what version of me you want. You get the good version, or if I go outside, get in these streets, right. I'm great at both. So my thing is like, if I came here to help us, and I remember prior to 2020, it was like, I wish somebody would come give us this information, but then our heroes become villains because they want to copy or you know, and I get it. When I watch some of my clips too, I'll be like, man, I wish you'd shut the fuck up.
Yo, Ian, let me be real with you. I ain't gonna lie to you, but some of my boys was like, yo, I just watched some of his clips, bro. I don't know if I would fuck with the boy, bro. I'm like, yo, chill, hold on. I'm trying to tell y'all. I watch enough of them. You're watching the clip.
But you're only watching a short.
Exactly.
But that's why a lot of people in our community, black and brown, don't talk a lot.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Don't talk a lot.
That's real.
Because it's like, at some point, if you talk enough, you'll go from being a friend and be turned into a foe. Yeah.
So, another question I have, in the space that you're in, bro. So now,
why did I say they won't fuck with me? Call them real quick. I want to know. I want some honest feedback.
Talk about chill.
No, not like smoke.
But we'll get there. We'll give him a call. Now look, smoke. My man already got the gun clipped. We'll get the phone call after. So listen, in the space that you're in, I was watching a pod and dating, right?
Oh God.
Yeah, we there. You don't think I be watching? I pay attention, y'all. I do this. I'm a student.
You
son.
are. Your questions are on point.
So in the space where you get to,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna be honest.
Yep.
Get into a place where a man of confidence, a man is not afraid to speak his truth. You don't necessarily need anybody to go live in Mexico. You set.
Yeah.
The dating world, from what I'm getting, is shit.
Is it?
Now we'll talk because I want to talk about this heartbreak. I want to talk about whoever you were talking to. Either you fumbled or she fumbled you.
What if we both fumbled?
All right, well, talk to me about it because from what I saw, shout out to Melissa Ford. Because I don't know if that was a homie or whatever the case is.
Oh,
we did, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about that fumble. Let's go deep there. So I want to know a man that got what he got, find somebody that he's falling for.
Yeah.
How does that go wrong? Because you was honest about your relationship with the mother of your son.
Yeah.
You messed that up. Now here, do you feel like you messed that up or she fumbled you?
Everything that any man does in his life, if it doesn't go in his favor, it's his fault.
Come on, Ian. Come on.
I'm serious.
That was very stoic, right?
That's real.
There.
I mean, because when men complain about women, we have to still realize we picked them.
Okay.
So either you have to adjust and say this is not right for me, or you accept what comes with that. Some parts she fumbled, some parts I fumbled. Like both had egos. Both wasn't attentive to the relationship.
Was it a woman that's up here playing ball at the level you playing, or was it somebody that? Nah. How'd you meet this woman?
We crossed paths through a mutual friend. Yeah.
Hooked it up. How long did this happen? The heart was broken though. Was you heartbroken, bro? That's what I know. Were you crying in Mexico?
No, I wasn't crying. I ain't gonna cry over nothing. But, I was devastated, but also too when you don't do all of the work and do some of the work, then that's what usually happens. So there's other things: patience, being kind, more thoughtful, selection, conflict resolution. Those are still things that I need to work on. I mean, she may not have been the best person for me long term, but the point that I told Melissa, I'm like, I can't be mad at the relationship working because the relationship was founded on bad ground. Like, so if I'm founded on bad ground, at some point, bad fruit is going to come from that. So, if I didn't do the work to be better, it's just going to fall apart. And there's things that I had to adjust. So even now, I'll try and work on being more thoughtful, patient, all that shit, and continue to be a better person every day. Because a lot of times we'll work and stop. We'll work on something, get better, get to a goal, and it's like, I'm good. Yeah, so we have to continue working. I know I give you the answer you wanted, so you can do your follow-up. I know what you about to do.
I'm gonna let that.
Go ahead. Go with your follow-up.
But here's why, though. Here's the only reason I asked. Because I feel like in the world we are today, and I guess it's those shit podcasters, right? Or maybe it's the perception that I'm getting. It's like today, even though social media was built to bring us together, I feel like we're so far apart.
Absolutely.
As a community, as a whole, you got to be doing. It's all bullshit. You got to be doing this, and she got to be doing that, and we got to, bro. I done had the best time broke in my mom's crib with a shorty. Yeah. And it was lit. Yeah. We laughed for 3-5 hours straight type deal. And it's still lit today if I wanted it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's real. And it's like, yo, so now you go on a date and or you become this person. Because here's the part that I've been getting. And shout out to y'all. I love y'all. But I hate this comment. Okay. Yo, when you blow up, don't forget the little people. Like, that scarcity mindset already. Is that
not valid, though?
I mean, all right. I can't forget the little people if I'm of the people, right? But opposed to you saying, I see what you're doing. I wish you the best. It's the first comment is, yo, by the way, when you go, don't forget. How can I forget? I'm doing it in the living room. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me tell you something.
But people change.
Okay, this is true. Now we talking. This is true.
People change.
But I think change is inevitable, right? We can't stay the same. We evolve. Changing on you for the worse is one thing, but evolving is another. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So here's what I think. Change is going to come regardless is how we adapt to it, right? Yeah. And if women and men are coming to, like, I hate it online. I hate the online.
That should be capped too.
100%. Yeah. On there going crazy. And I guess my follow-up question is, after this heartbreak or the breakup,
Yeah, we're gonna say breakup.
we're gonna say breakup. I think he had 110 in Mexico. Put one in chat if you think he had 110 in Mexico. 110. He had one.
That's funny.
And held it. And held it. So I would say, how long does it take for you to recover? How long does it take for you to get back in the market? How long does it take for you to trust somebody? Because I don't feel like it's only you. I respect that.
Yeah.
Where do you go and say, all right, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to find me somebody? Are you searching? Does it come again through a mutual friend? Do you trust anybody? Are you on dating apps, bro?
No, I'm dating somebody now.
I know. But how does that happen? Like, how long does it take?
I end up reconnect. How long did this? I don't know. I think I can't put a time frame on it. But when I was at a place where, well, it's different because in that previous relationship, things were breaking down before then, so I can see it come to an end before. Even my friends can see like, okay, this shit about to wrap up soon. So like mentally, I think she was checked out. I was checking out because women leave way before y'all break up. So. But like once I got to a place where I was just like comfortable being by myself, was doing the work, and felt at a place of peace, that's when I was like, okay, let me start. And even the person I'm dating now, like I wasn't like, let me get right back into something. But then we talked, picked up vibe, and then we just both of us like did the work and it ended up like working, and meshing. So I wouldn't put a time frame on it.
So as a man of your stature, right? Because here's what I think about in the future when I circle back on like, don't forget about the little people, right?
Yeah. Women be telling you this or men?
It's a combination. It's a little combination. And all I say is this. I think like when you get to where you at, is there a type? Like, does she have to be about business, top level, don't need me for income? Or is she got to be more of the nurturer, could feed me if I'm hungry? Is there a type?
I've always said this before, but like peaceful is number one. But I have to learn, like I have to bring peace in order to receive it. That's the biggest lesson, like I learned. So I can't be a terrorist anymore and want peace. As far as like that, like I've had both. I've had a person that was a nurturer. I had one that was about business. It's really about if it's a good fit and do they bring the best out of me and do I bring the best out of them. I know it's like more of a flippant, like stoic kind of answer.
That's real.
But the title part doesn't matter because like I feel like a lot of times people want the power couple thing because they don't want to do the work to be the power on their own. I've already done the work, so I don't like need a ton of help there.
Got it.
Like I've never had anybody review the market with me. I'll have anybody trade with me. Like, so I don't need that. But what I do need is peace, honesty, loyalty, trust your decision making. Those are character things. So the mistake that I made before, I was picking on what someone presented to me versus their actual character. So I fell in love with who I thought they were opposed to the actual
really
character
are.
part. Yeah. So, but at the time, maybe I wasn't in my best character, and that's why I attracted that.
So we're speaking on relationships.
Yeah, got y'all. I ain't falling for no more y'all relationship ass shit anymore. Now what? Now what? They got mad over the little fly yourself out comment.
Yeah, I don't want to, yo, because you know the world today is different. But here's what I want to say: relationship. I want to talk about your relationship to the market, because I think even when people are seasoned, I watched one of your posts where you said your return, I think, was for the day.
Yeah.
One of your trades earlier that day, you got a little greedy.
Yeah.
But made up for it later on in the day.
Yeah.
How does that still come up in the market for you as a trader, where you feel like you were overconfident on a trade, but skilled enough to understand how to cut those losses to come win back later on?
Yeah, that was a throwback post, I think from 2016, 2017.
Fair enough.
I've learned like I don't do that anymore. For me, it's 2 trades maximum. I don't care. Now, of course, have I lost money not going for a move I could have won? Yes. But in aggregate, I've learned it's a lot more peace in taking less trades. So I had to get there. I learned it through overtrading and through making mistakes like that. And the thing, like when it comes to traders, I think everybody who loves trading understands what to do, but they can't apply it and they design MT4, Ninja Trader, Thinkorswim, E-Trade to do that. Like you ever like playing your Sunday out when you're trading, like, okay, I'm gonna do this, US 30, and then you turn on the screen and it's like your brain cuts off. It's like, I'm gonna take 15 trades, fuck that. Oh man, I'm gonna short the Japanese yen, I'm gonna go. And it's like, what happened? So that being able to stick to your plan no matter what is the biggest hang up why most people don't make money. And I see it in every other bit. Like if I can be super honest, in the podcasting space, and the lady you had on before. I see a lot of people go through that of not wanting to be consistent. Now I'm gonna tell you some inside ball with me, Troy and Rashad.
Let's get it.
So when the hate started coming and shit, and we started making our little tour and seeing how other people ran their shit, I'm like, yeah, we can pass all them up.
Right.
Just off. I've told people who didn't like me, you should come out with a Wednesday show or a Friday show. But they won't do it. Because it's really difficult to be accurate and do media and get return, because at some point people are going to see character flaws. And a lot of times when people don't want to get on camera, they don't want the audience to reveal that they've been lying. So I just saw through sheer consistency, like, oh, okay, we can get, we can take a lot of the market share. And I've taken a non-celebrity approach. They've taken a celebrity approach. But I'm going to start to include some of the people, that one that I told you about. But this next season of Market Mondays will probably have a lot more guests or multiple guests on the show. And Troy Rashad can push back for it all the time, like, why y'all hanging with these rappers? I'm like, the person that talked about private equity, y'all don't go crazy for. Same with Floyd. Floyd came out, big-ass chain, hella diamonds, and then Don Peoples come out, higher net worth, and doesn't get the same reception. And that goes back to the intro part, like being a fan of wrestling, being a fan of like rap. The intro and how you're introduced matters a lot. So when X used to come out and growl and all that, he was watching Jay for a little minute in them shows, and he made Jay get a stage show together. So I've learned we need both pieces included in, but consistency is the key. It's not fun though. When you get up I left Florida, got up at 4:00, got here, showered, straight to a meeting, straight here. Got to work on proposal when I get back, study the charts, go to sleep, get back up, get back in the market, check on my son, math half of tomorrow, go back Thursday, then fly to Atlanta while still, and then got to do the show Monday. Most people won't do that, and I love it. There are a lot of podcasters that are better. They are not more consistent. That's one of the things Shan had an issue with Troy about, and I'm glad y'all cleared that up, and y'all are best of friends and cool now. But Troy told him, like, your podcast is dope, but you're not consistent.
I saw that episode.
Yeah,
sure.
And that's the name of the game. Like Jay passed up a lot of people by dropping 96, 97, 90. Betha was on fire. Shout out to Betha and Cam. But Betha wasn't dropping. He went to Atlanta. Jay still dropping. Here comes Juvenile. Jay still dropping. 50 came out. Jay. People can tell through your work ethic if you're reliable enough. And a lot of times in this space, and this is one of Joe's fights of, like, people not putting out enough content, a brand can't get behind you and you only broadcasting once a week. Really tough. It's really tough. So when Pat McAfee gets the deal that he gets, broadcasting multiple times per week. Stephen A, multiple times per week. Shannon, Skip, you fumbled. Talk about fumble. That new dream team you got ain't dreaming. That shit... you ain't redeeming nothing. Shout out to Michael Irvin, Keyshawn, I love y'all. But that ain't it. You have to treat, when you have a legendary talent, you have to treat him as such. But Shannon broadcasting multiple times. When Brady get upset, he's going to start broadcasting multiple times per week. Because if Romo got that check that he's getting, what his time is worth if he gets on that mic and tells you what play is going to happen. So consistency is really the name of the game.
I guess... As you say that, right? Because you've been doing it for 2000. You've been
2008. Yeah.
Do you still have fun doing it, or does it feel like it's part of my consistency?
I'll be honest. Some of the hate made me not like it as much last year. I'm getting back to the fun part though, and it's similar to playing ball. That's why I see like Marshawn Lynch. He hated doing interviews. Kobe hated doing. Like I just want to focus on the craft part. When you introduce the other parts, it takes away from that. But it's back fun again. But that comes from me like talking to less people. I don't want to talk to anybody about trading, anybody about investing. Like I'll have my weekly calls with Red Panda. But other than that, if you don't agree with my takes on investing, Drake said, let's see who'll be here in 10 years. I'll do the same. I'll check in 10 years and we'll see.
I got to do this because I have Amanda here with me. Shout out to my man Alex and shout out to my man Hector. So we went to Hulu. Right? And got to do this on camera. So in case he says no, we got him on camera. Yeah. So, first and foremost, this is why Ian is different. He comes out to the show really giving out money, right? Like, which is
Rare.
Coming out, giving out bread. And I'm like, is he really giving out money? Which I'm not going to run to the front and get the bread. Whoever's in the front got the bread. It is what it is. And then you make the decision based off of the engagement of the room. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. My stock club or Red Panda's on me. Yep. Which is crazy. It was probably, how many people were in that room? It was thousands of people in that room. Right? First it was Jersey. Shout out to Jersey. Jersey's in the building. Shout out to Jersey.
Hey, big Jersey.
And then y'all made the decision to make it for everybody there.
Yeah.
Now, I know y'all were having problems with Ticketmaster.
Yeah, because they didn't give us the email.
They didn't give you the email. So I was there. I got my receipts, bro. You know, I didn't necessarily take the offer yet.
Got you.
But I'm saying
you
if you
redeem it now?
If we could redeem it now.
We'll redeem it now.
Okay,
I got you.
cloud over my boy. Redeem it now.
We can redeem it now.
Nah, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because...
But it's a lesson we learned, too. Like, even when they wouldn't give the data, people like, oh, y'all capping. I'm like, no company gives you data. Spotify don't give you data. Like, Joe asked an amazing question that no one has ever answered. What is the value of a stream or a podcast? Play. One listener. If you put out a 2-hour episode, like I tell you, I'll drop an album every week.
That's a fact, though. That's a fact.
What is that worth? You can't value me at the same. So when I see artists getting paid and they may drop twice a year, and I'm like, I'm dropping an hour and a half to 3 hours every week. And this is making people money. What is that worth? These are questions when I keep saying podcasting 2.0 is dead.
Okay, so I got a question for Ian.
Go ahead.
Podcasting 2.0 is dead.
Yep.
I know you're an investor in a podcasting studio. Mm-hmm. So why make that investment if you feel like podcasting 2.0 is dead?
Because my friend needed to kill somebody who was going against her in business. So if you want to choose to go to war, now would I do the investment again? Maybe not. But at the time, when the problem was told, I'm like, okay, let me help fix it. And I think it was needed. For me, New York studio was doing well. I think they needed an addition in LA. Great, let's build out. And then it ended up working because I saw at that time it was more, you needed different looks. High quality cameras. You needed better lenses. Like initially when everybody was podcasting, everybody had the cheap setup, right? And I thought we could do a better job at helping a market and helping WTF expand. So
yeah, talk to me about my setup though, bro.
Your setup fire though. ISO fire, white balance fire.
Yeah.
You got the alpha. Yeah, so.
Yeah, we outside.
Yeah, y'all got some good lenses.
You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with your boy.
So I like the setup.
So Ian, look, is there ever been a time, right? Because I'm thinking if I'm in a space of what Ian's doing, because it's casual today to live your life, right? Mm-hmm. Is there ever a time you look back and are impressed on what you're currently doing? I know you say you feel like you're 12 years behind.
Yeah.
But is that moment of peace and grace? Because I see like you guys get on and like we did 20,000 in Market Mondays and it's like, yeah, cool, but we on to the next.
Yeah.
Where's the moment of acknowledgement, celebration?
I'm thankful every day. But like when my son, like for me, when he's like, hey, a kid in my class, dad, watched the show and he wants some, that like that stuff. Or even like when I'm coaching this basketball game and he started to hate it. He's like, wow, all these people want to talk to you after my game. I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, oh my God, I want to get up out of here. So those moments, like when people have made money, the friendships I built, like it's a bunch of, even like when we came up with the tour concept, that was amazing just to be able to go to London and do a show there and then, you know, go to Milan after. And we're doing Ghana in December. Like that, like from where I'm from, East Chicago, Indiana, Gary was the murder capital in 92. Like I didn't come from a place where it was like Ian was going to be the star who did this. Like even people that I went to high school with, they're surprised too. They're like, bro, I'm proud of you. I know a lot of them proud of you. Like, boy, you were dumb as hell back in the day, boy. How you pull us off? Man, I'm proud of you. Shout out to my dude Landon. We was in Atlanta. My dude Landon told me I'm proud of you like 15 times. I'm like, I know I was dumb sometimes. I know. Yeah, but that's fire. That's why I preach perseverance and consistency. Because even if you're not the most intelligent, if you work at it every day, you will find the cheat code, find the secrets, find a way to. But I'm thankful for it every day. But mostly like when my parents tell me that they're proud of me. Because I know it was a moment when my parents like, I don't know which way this motherfucker gonna go. Lord, no, I done prayed, I done sacrificed when they sent them to school. I don't know. But I tell our parents, like, regardless of what your kids want to do, make sure that they stay consistent in their craft and you don't kill their dream. That's really key. Because a lot of times kids will go pick a career based off of what they think their parents want to do. But as long as your kid has that drive, they'll find a way. Especially now. In the job market, now every person that I talk to, the hardest part about running the business is people don't want to work hard. Be a fucking rock star, like in any company if you can be consistent. So to all the parents, like encourage your kids' dreams. And most things, if you think it's stupid, like if your kid's 7 and he want to be young boy, he'll probably grow out of that shit by dying anyway. But teach them something. Like my desire to want to rap helped me with cadence and tonality when I did the show. I just said I'm gonna wait till season 2 to turn that shit on, right? So I think everything that we learn ends up being a great lesson that can help us in our career later.
Ian Dunlap says, name me 10 podcasts doing $1 million a year. Right? Or more. And it's hard to get that number. But if Ian was starting a podcast.
I wouldn't start a podcast. I would start a show.
Oh, there it is. That's the first lesson.
The valuation of a show is higher than a podcast.
So I should scrap podcast out my name, bro?
Absolutely.
In the living room
because
show.
You can't sell a scripted podcast. It's very difficult, I should say. Unless you are in the crime space, major network news, or maybe like international media, it's hard to sell a podcast for a high dollar amount. Yep. What's Joe Rogan's show called?
The Joe Rogan Show. That's facts.
Yeah.
So if there's something that Ian can change about his journey today, what would that be?
Oh, man. I mean, I hate when people say, like, I wouldn't change anything. I would change a bunch of stuff. I would have learned how to sell better. I would have executed faster. Rashad and I had this talk all the time because he feels the same way. He's like, he should have started Earn Your Leisure probably 5 years prior. So I would have started sooner. I would have been more aggressive in how many people I reached out to. I would have been more aggressive in trading. I would have, like any fear that I had, I would have went after it a lot faster.
Is there a fear of something today?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
What if the hedge fund thing doesn't work? Do I do enough time of balancing the personal versus the work? Is there anything I could have done better in the relationship with my son's mom in order to give him a better life and better family structure? It's a bunch of, even in the Kathy and Mike interview, there's some things I wish I could have did different, but we were short on time. I only had 45 minutes. So in every scenario, there's something I can do better, but that's also why I drive and like work so hard. Do I make enough time to be sociable? Because while you're mastering your craft, there's other people who are being social as hell, and they're making connections that I was not. So that's why I have to start popping out, because people will like leave me out of the conversation. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers saying 2 tech 2 index and acting like it's yours.
Right.
Like, I made this, not we. We're French, motherfucker. Je ne sais quoi parlez-vous. No, that's my shit. The fuck?
Nah, that's a fact.
But so that's why I'm like, okay, you have to be entertaining and provide results and alpha and be a good person and build in different industries to be able to hedge and have. And some things I know like are controversial, like the podcast and 2.0 thing is there. But I'm trying to tell people from a business perspective, you have to make an adjustment. Daniel from Spotify spent $1.1 billion on podcasts in 2021. He lost $583 million. Where's the money going to come from? If the only hit show they have is Joe Rogan's. And Rory just said it with my guy Loon, it's a mistake to take the clips off YouTube. You still need a free advertising channel.
That's a fact.
Great. So then the Meghan Markle podcast didn't work, and some people said they had another person interviewing the guest, and then she'll come in and voice it over. Didn't work. Michelle Obama show came and went. Couldn't re-sign her. That's a lot of money deployed that you didn't get a return on.
So what does it look like? You're saying 2.0 is dead. So is there a bounce back? I guess here's what my question is, because the perspective of there was so much attention in the podding space where companies are using their dollars now to, you getting this many listeners, but we don't know that value. Is there a lower
high value? That's the tricky part. All the great executives from music moved over to podcasting. They use the same tricks here in podcasting. You can't tell me that you don't know what it's worth. But if I tell you I don't know what it's worth, I can choose what I pay you. My only thing in saying the 2.0 era is dead is I need more people. Well, y'all can do what y'all want. I prefer if you don't. But more people need to build a business off of their show.
Yes.
People don't realize Rogan owned part of On It and Alpha Brain and all that shit he was selling. Them kettlebells and all that. People would look at the advertising part. No, he was able to say no to a lot of shit because he was actually moving products that he owned. Gets back to ownership versus being a whore versus owning. There's a lot more people that are popular than me. And then I get to talking about doing business deals, and it's like, well, the money isn't there to do it. And I'm like, but you got 14 million followers. What do you mean? It's tough. Like, my first conversation with Joe when we was all there, I was like, hey, let's buy Periscope. Twitter will sell it to us for $3 million. I'll put mine in.
Periscope.
Right? But most people weren't, and of course he did the deal with Patreon a little bit after, but why are we not building our own platform? All the black podcasters and content creators that we have, no one has a black platform with the exception of Isaac at Fanbase. Why? It don't cost that much. But the Rolls Royce Cullinan look doper than owning some tech shit. That's what I'm like, you got to pick.
How long you think is going to take for us as a community to really like cut this curve where material, attention, fame seems to grab more than empowerment, wealth?
That's by design, though. It won't happen until we stop watching media altogether. So if we continue to watch TV, continue to be on Instagram, like Instagram has replaced our living room. I'm going to be real. I don't even know that many black people that hang out with each other every week. That's why the depression rate is so high.
Fact, though.
All the kickbacks that used to be here, COVID killed all that. Like, so when we replace the digital, which benefits Meta and Zuckerberg, if we are consumed, I know most people wake up and check Instagram before they check on their family. Instagram got your bitch. That's what Kanye said.
That's the Kanye line.
Instagram got your bitch.
That's
so if you
fact.
can't check on your business first before you check IG, it's gonna be tough.
Is there anything on your list that you have not done that if you could do top 2 in the next 6 to 12 months?
And what area?
So it's either could be, well, I'll put it outside of you. Maybe being interviewing in a panel, being around a room of people that you have, because I don't know where you haven't been to some degree, that you have not, because I see that you're a student. Anytime I look at Market Mondays and someone comes on there, it's what's your biggest takeaways and how much time, if you could shadow somebody, I guess, in the next 6 to 12 months, who those people be and why?
Question. Warren Buffett would be number 1. And Jim from Renaissance Technology. So Jim created the algorithms in trading in the 1980s.
I did not know that.
So Jim had the highest return of any hedge fund manager in the last 30 years. Very quiet mathematician, quant, super savant. Like, so when I started modeling for what I was doing in trading and using some automation, it was based off of what he was doing. So if I can have like a dream conversation and ask like 10 questions and get the answer, it'll be those two. Because that's who Jim, Warren, and Paul Tudor Jones are the people who I modeled my trading and investment strategy after. So the long term that comes from Buffett, the automation comes from Jim, and then Paul Tudor Jones on the future side is like why I got into the futures market. So if I can talk to those 2 or 3, I'll be good. I'll be good. Y'all may not ever hear from me after that.
It might be over. If I hang it up, it's a wrap. In Mexico, you can't find him. And with a presidente, his hand, little Corona.
Be over with.
My final questions to you, Ian.
No, we got to get to what you agree with.
Oh,
what
yes.
You was all tight about. Yeah.
Look, right here. Look, you say, nah.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Look.
Swap out the SD cards, whatever you got to do.
All right, so here's what I was conflicting.
Yeah.
Because we were saying that, right? Like, let me give you my schedule to some degree, right?
Yeah.
I'm up at 5, 6, right? I'm usually either working out first. After a good hour and a half workout, I'm in the market, all right? I still have a part-time job where I'm working from 11, sometimes 11 to 8.
Yeah.
So 11 to 8, that's blocked off, right? Yeah. Then I'm coming home, either thinking about ideas for the pod, looking for my guests, etc., trying to fall asleep, bro.
Yeah.
Because the mind is running, and I'm doing that 6 to 7 days a week, right? To then sit back and think like, well, I'm just gonna sit. And let it know that it's coming for me. Like it's that sitting and manifesting. It seems so foreign to the process of like, if I feel like I'm so behind,
how
do I get there with just believing?
What if the believing will get you further? I'm just playing devil's advocate right now.
So the part is that I believe.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't believe.
Or could you be more efficient?
I believe. Okay, I believe I could be more efficient.
In what areas?
So getting rest. So let me just be honest here. Like getting myself to wind down, I gotta find better methods. Reading at night. It's something I say I'm gonna keep doing to kind of like get my mind to ease down and fall asleep. And I find myself having an idea or getting caught on the gram. Just be honest.
Yeah.
And I guess the blue light kind of deal. I kind of need something. I can't fall asleep. I need something.
You
to
asked
sleep.
me all them breakup questions. What's up going on in your love life?
Chill,
you don't got nobody.
My pod, dog.
No, so, it's a team effort.
All right. Breakup question. Yo, Ian, let me tell you something, bro.
Go ahead.
I'm a fan of love, bro.
Are you okay?
I'm a big fan of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think love is the most powerful force there is.
Okay.
I think without it, what is the world? Like, I feel like, as you're saying, like being around people, it's a lot of people in this room that I love right now, looking at us, you know what I'm saying, as we say that. It's just tricky today, bro. You fall in love with people's image, and then you find out 5-6 years later who they really are.
Or do we not listen soon enough when they show us?
I think we listen, but we don't want to hurt them, bro. I say this.
Okay.
It's kind of hard then because I don't know if you got it off this interview. I'm observant. I'm listening, right? So you can say something and I'm like, that's not what I heard you, but that's not what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then it's a gift and a curse because now I'm starting not to listen to you. I'm only watching you.
Yeah.
And it's hard. And I think
we only watch.
But then how do you feel heard, right? Like if it's important for you to if words of affirmation or me to give you back words that you need to hear to make you feel better, but I feel like you full of shit at some point.
Yeah.
Someone told me people don't change because you shit on them. People change because you make them feel good. Right? Like if I give it to you, give it in the raw, don't work for everybody. I come from the era like, yo, Rob, that shit, all right, perfect example.
Yeah.
Before we start this pod, I'm like, yo, I got a jacket, shit fire. Let me put that on. They're like, take that shit off. Take that shit off. I'm like, damn, I thought that was fire with the boots. They're like, take that shit off.
Yeah.
Love that. That's real love.
Yeah.
And other places, that's not love. It's watch how you talk to me. Or you could have said it this way.
Yeah, you said it in a different tone, but
why?
I agree.
That shit looks stupid, right? Like,
people are too sensitive.
take it the fuck off. So what it does is I got to question how I speak to your insecurity or what. When do I be me, bro?
Yeah.
Because you don't know how to be you yet.
Yeah, that's a good point.
In the world today, all right, let me talk to my camera if it's on.
Pan in.
I just want to know you in the first 6 to 12 months. I'm going to give you me in 72 hours.
Yeah, it don't take that long.
That's what I'm saying, but it does though.
Does it?
Especially when you got the people around you who are already fake. And the advice you get, the committee you get is trash.
Oh, yeah, you can't hang around. If they got a fake circle, you can't.
You get what I'm saying? Like, the people around you already envy what you got, someone who's real.
Yeah.
But now it's me against your insecurity and the fucking circle around you that don't even love you.
Yeah.
So with this whole status of, he better shut up. First and foremost, let me tell you, it's the broke nigga with the bad credit and the little dick that got your whole life fucked up. Facts. He could call you whenever he want. You picking up whatever you want. You ain't moving. Let's stop.
I'll be slandering the broke boys.
I'm sorry, but it's real though. Them dudes be proud of that. Like, there's dudes that are out here claiming it's because I'm broke, I'm lit. They fucked to sleep somewhere, bro.
Homosexuals. But some of them gotta be fucking good.
They gotta be fucking good to sleep somewhere. So I guess, look, I'm gonna be real. All right, I got a commitment issue when it comes to love. Because
this a new founded issue or
I don't think it's a new founded issue because
so you've been a dog.
Nah, I'm not a dog, bro. Okay. Here's what I mean. I could be with you and rock with you for about time to me is an illusion. I don't think I know you enough in a year to claim you my girl.
You got a lot of box saying that, boy. That's a good line. Say it again. That's a great one. Baby, time is an illusion. When I'm with you, oh my God. It's real though, Ian.
Nah, look.
Okay.
I'm not the person to fuck around with multiple people.
Okay.
It's not my style. Like, I can't be fucking with, it's a lot of energy. It's a lot
Your dates be lit. You be at say let's get that bullshit off, ain't it? Baby, I only really want to engage in time with you because Time is endless and boundless. Go ahead.
I'm keeping it 100, bro. Do we all have a season?
Yeah.
Right? Is there a time for everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard to entertain one.
That's true.
So to do what I'm doing, to have 3, 4, 5 in the clip, it's
too much.
It's crazy to me, right? But do I want to believe that? Do you believe people could be married for 30 years and be faithful?
Tough, bro. I believe it's possible, but the probability is low.
As an investor, Ian, talk to me, right? As a person that knows how to read charts and patterns, till death do us part.
Mm-hmm. For most people in this era, if you have a desire for fame, it's really tough too.
Do you believe in marriage, bro?
Yeah.
Like, are your parents married?
Mm-mm.
So what? Yeah, you feel like you could find somebody and be with somebody for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
Feel like that person exists in this world? I believe look, here's what I mean by conflicted, right? Because I believe that can happen.
Yeah.
Because I don't like once I find somebody, I'm not looking left or right. That's just real. I'm not looking left or right. But do I believe that you're going to change at the rate that I want to evolve and understand that this is going to be a process where it's never ending for me, bro?
Yeah.
I want to learn how to swim like Michael Phelps in 3 years, bro. Like, I want to keep learning things. Do I just love somebody for who they are at the moment, or I got to love for them for what they can be in 10 years?
No, I think you got to love people for like what they actually do, not what they could be. I think potential is overrated and it's bullshit. But what if you don't evolve fast enough?
I mean, that's real. That's real. You know, I would love to find somebody that can help me grow faster at the rate that I'm going right now.
Why do you need somebody?
I don't need them. I would love to meet them, though. You get what I'm trying to say?
I think growth is so I think people can help make you better, but when I hear someone else make you grow, I hear the accountability being taken off of us.
Let me rephrase that then.
Yeah.
Organization skills, right? Like what you're saying there, like efficient.
Yeah.
I think that's a side of me that I know it's hard for me to get.
Yeah.
It's not a place where I thrive.
Yeah.
So someone that has that component to get already, I feel like can help me. If I believe that's what a relationship is supposed to do, like I feel like you're supposed to bring value to me, I'm supposed to bring value to you. I'm supposed to be valuable.
Yeah.
And then be able to bring value to you. So if not, then why are we together?
Let me play devil's advocate. What if a woman says to you, I want a man that's already organized?
Then I'm not the man. And I'm okay with that.
But why not be the man?
So I'm okay with becoming that man, right? And I think here's the trade-off for me. Yo, bro, I'm gonna tell you something about my life. Let me just, as you say that, I had a problem, right? Like my organization skills, right?
Yeah.
I lived with my roommate, my best friend at the time in Jersey. And I didn't know how messy I was until you leave the crib, right? You move out for the first time.
Yeah.
And you grow up in a Dominican household where your mom is cleaning up everything that before you even notice you have a mess, the mess was already gone.
Yeah.
Right? I'm saying? So I go and I'm cooking in the kitchen and it was by myself. Like he wasn't there. I left the kitchen. I come back. I left every fucking cabinet open, bro. And I was like, oh shit,
wild,
this is bad.
Yeah.
And I had to realize like, okay, I got to get better here.
Yeah.
But I don't think some people have the patience to understand that this is truly not on purpose. Mm-hmm. I'm just really bad in this area.
Yeah.
Just have grace. Like I'll have grace for you.
How long is grace?
Oof. I mean, if you give me a
long.
time, I think if we talk about it, if you give me the time and say, yo, I need you to change this sooner than later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be privy to that. All right. Like, but if you have this stored in you and you're not saying nothing.
Yeah.
And you're not saying nothing.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like
I don't like that. And now there's a bomb and you talking to me about something that I don't understand your energy. Like, what is it?
Yeah.
When the door's always been, yo, if someone's bothering you, let me know. I feel like it's hard for people to just be honest.
Why do you think that is?
Because fake excels on social media. They probably never had real relationships before. Because when you got to be honest, you got to be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. And it's scary. People don't want to be seen, bro.
What do you mean?
There's some people that go through so much stuff in their life.
Yeah.
They got good at using mechanisms and phrasing it a certain way or ending that stuff short because if I know this about you, you feel like I will either exploit you or use that against you in the heat of debate.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to be yourself to somebody because some people will do that in a fight. No one ever told you was someone you was with. Maybe you opened up and they used that against you when y'all got into an argument. That's why your daddy didn't pick you up from school when you was a kid. Like,
Yeah, but then you cut that motherfucker off
Hey,
and upgrade and get something better and spin that block and be like, see?
Right.
Yeah. No,
So I guess when we speak on that, it's like, bro, I love God, bro. I just don't know him enough. I say that because I'm not an expert in the Bible.
Yeah.
Right? But I feel like I have a very unique sense of energy. I don't even know you, bro. And I feel like off of this, I think a relationship was built off of today. You know what I'm saying? And that's based off judgment, energy, experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's scary getting in a space where the reason I'm potting is for this, bro. Like, I want to be okay with understanding that, I can still love abundantly, bro. It's okay to do that. Yeah. It's being shoved and being like questioning left or right if people are really for you, the people who really want you to see. It's a whack way to feel.
Absolutely. But with time you learn who is for you, who isn't. Like, it's,
Yeah, I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool.
Yeah, because you love abundantly. After you told old girl, say less, I only want to spend time with you. But now you love abundantly. Which one is it?
Yo, I get it, bro. Yeah. I guess here's my point. All right, let's talk about it right now. Yeah. It's either don't see nobody at all.
Okay.
Which is a crazy journey because, I mean, look at me.
They're going to say you're arrogant.
But let's just be honest. You looked at this and said he got a nice beard, bald head, and it's true.
Skin clear.
Yeah. I take care of myself.
Yeah.
God made me attractive. Not me, he did. God did, right?
When y'all clip this up, pan in right on him. I don't want to be in the shot.
I'm just saying, like, Ian, let's talk about it. So it's like and this is the beauty about attraction, right? Like, it comes to you. You don't go to it.
Yeah.
So it's a battle of like, yo, I'm cool, and some people want a challenge that I don't think they're ready to face. Especially if you're attractive as well. Especially if you're interesting as well. So day one gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna be real with you. It's gonna take me like 3 years for you to be my girl. You ready for that?
You should. And
then you get that and they go, well, where I'm at in my life, I mean, the last thing and it's over. So I guess I get to a place where I'm like, where do I say either I get on the app and date at a rapid rate to say, get that shit, burn them, burn it. Or I don't date anybody, don't do nothing with nobody for a long period of time.
Why do you say you have a commitment issue, though? You never answered that. Does you want to be?
The niggas did me dirty, bro. Niggas done me dirty, okay? Yeah. So for me, it's not like I had a bunch of girlfriends either, right? Here's a compliment that I got, which is also an insult. I look at some people and they be like, yo, your body count gotta be like 300. Not even close.
Yeah.
Whoa. You feel me? It's over 100. Not even close. Yeah. But the way God made me and the way I look.
You're capable.
Yo, Ian, low key, I fuck up a dance floor. You heard? I do it for Lil Saint. I dance bachata, merengue, salsa. We can get crazy. Chris Brown, lucky I didn't decide to go that. I do a little something.
Gotcha. So
I come from, look, I'm Dominican, bro. A bachata growing up when you were a kid, you dance at forehead to forehead, bro. No conversation. It's energy-based stuff. You do that for a bit, and you try to leave that party without the number, you bugging. You getting the number.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And it's just like, do I keep deflecting what's coming for X amount of time? The commitment issue, all right, let me answer the question. The commitment issue is this. If I don't see a wife, you're going to say that I'm wasting your time. The whole, like, well, I've been here for this long, am I going to, like this narrative, like I have to marry you or you have to be if I don't see kids, I'm going to tell you something right now. Damn, Ian got me talking.
Come on.
For the first time in my life, bro, I was at InvestFest. Can't believe I might have to clip this shit.
No, don't clip this out. You asked me,
didn't I tell you that Ian does that shit where he try to flip the interview on you and he's fucking doing it right now? Mm-hmm. For the first time in my life, they said, close your eyes. I forgot who was on stage, bro. Close your eyes, see what you going. And I closed my eyes and I saw a wife and 2 kids, bro.
That's dope.
It was clear. It was a big ass view, pool, for the first time. And I said, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Who is she? And it felt real.
Gotcha.
And it felt good to know that there's gonna be a Rob De La Rosa Jr. or a Roville, whatever. They got it. I can't just leave it here.
Yeah.
Am I in a rush? I'm 30. I'm turning 34 on Saturday. I feel 19, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in no rush. And I guess in that period, I want to be able to trust that I'm going to find a person that knows who they are, know what they want, and we meet common ground.
Do you know who you are and do you know what you want currently?
Yo, chill, Ian. What's going on here? So can we cut this shit?
No, we not. You want to ask me all my little relationship questions?
I ain't like that.
Nah, come on. I mean, Euro step. Come on, your turn.
I would say yes. Yes. I know who I am. I know what I want.
What do you want?
Nah, we're not doing that. This interview's not mine, bro. It's not my interview.
You said we building a friendship relationship. Okay, great. Let's talk like the camera not on. Just me and you.
Yo, can we talk off camera?
No, pan in, right? Y'all shooting what, 4K?
We're shooting 4K. We definitely shooting. All right,
pan so the little tight shot right here. Go ahead.
Nah, Ian, look. You know what? What do I want? Bro, it's like I want a Pokemon, bro. I want a woman that comes from a good family. Mm-hmm. One, foundation. Understand what family is, because if you have, unfortunately, I grew up in a great family. Yeah. I understand those values and morals. And to teach that to someone that doesn't know what that looks like is nearly impossible.
It's tough.
And I'm only going to get that when I'm really with you.
Yeah.
In a home.
Yeah.
The values of, if I have a kid, what people don't speak on too much is, what's the baby's belief? Where's he gonna go to school? Mm-hmm. Are we investing? Do you got back credit? All these uncomfortable conversations that people do not have.
Why don't people have those in the beginning though?
Because it's like you on market money. It's boring when we talking about the real. Yeah. It's more entertaining to talk about, yo, it's lit, Mexico, he flew me out, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, date one, I give you all that, I'm scaring you. And if I do give you that, date one doesn't mean you're the one. It's a conversation.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But if you speak like that to somebody, it's like, yo, he was different. She said she fell in love with somebody just the way he talked.
Yeah.
He never even gave her the pickle.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
But she gave the pussy away to somebody else.
Right. She did give it to somebody else.
Man, let her to God and somebody else got the box. I was like, oh my God. Ooh, man, he put in all that work.
That's fact. That's
man,
fact.
reading Rich Dad Poor Dad to her and she riding somebody else. I was like,
shout out to my girl. Shout out to my girl.
It hit different.
So I say, look, if it was the ideal girl,
yeah,
she comes from a good family, funny as hell. We gotta have humor, or at least gotta understand humor.
Yeah,
she gotta dance, bro. I don't know, bro. It's tough. I'm Dominican. We gotta be able to go somewhere, and be the party, and gotta be peaceful. She gotta have her own happiness. Yeah. Let me say it like that. She gotta have things going for her that fulfill her already, and I just happen to be a fan or an asset to what you're already doing, because I'm a person that's happy with what I'm doing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And it merges very well. That's it. Like, I don't need to be real. Shout out to all y'all getting it, boss women. Y'all don't need a man y'all can have that.
Yeah,
I don't need that at all.
Yeah, that's overrated.
Yeah, I'm all right on that. And then we go from there, bro. I think.
And you haven't found that yet?
Yo, Ian, I'm talking to somebody low key. When you watch this, baby, you still fire, you heard? This is crazy.
Well, shout her out.
Yo, you still fire, baby. We just keeping it real.
Yeah.
Did I find that yet? I haven't. I have not. And that's just being truthful.
Yeah.
And I don't care to find it at the moment. I feel like he being real, I'm in a season where I feel like there's a lot of things I haven't done for myself. Like, I haven't traveled by myself yet.
Yeah.
Traveled with people.
Bro.
You get what I'm trying to say? Like, there's mad stuff I want to do by myself. Then if I feel like, man, I'm going to give it to you now.
Yeah.
It's whatever y'all want to do. Yeah. The kids and this is whatever y'all. Because, all right, let me tell you what it is. Shit's been taken from me, bro. Move into shorty spot. We break up. I got to bounce. Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bitch, I built this shit. If it wasn't for let me
brick
chill.
by brick.
Let me chill. Let me chill.
You talking like Franklin?
We got, you know what I mean? Like, look. This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I done a lot of stuff for free.
Yeah.
I done loved people for free.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost somebody now something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but should they pay for the mistakes that you made? That's the tough part, bro. And you can swing it back on me whenever you want to, pause. But
look.
You can't make somebody else pay for that, because it helped you learn what not to want.
So I think the season of me being okay with, like, and that's what I'm saying, the season of still being me.
Yeah.
doing stuff for me to then feel like now it's selfless.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't take away what I built for me already. It's solid. It's built. It's not built on sand anymore.
Yeah.
I had to figure that out. See that it was taken
time.
from, okay, it takes time.
Yeah.
Brick by brick now, baby. You feel me?
Yeah.
And now I could look up, because at the end of the day, the way I look, my boy, she gonna pop out somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
You hit your little bachata dance right here on camera. She may
hit
you.
I do this. So now that we spin that on me,
Yep.
belief, when people are just faith driven and you hear just faith, all right, opposed to work, where do you stand in that balance? Where do you feel like it's
You
your
need both.
faith?
You have to have faith and unbelievable, like undeniable belief in yourself. Like I pray every day. Like, you know how hard it is for me to be around like Josh Brown and Trap and Kathy and to say I'm the greatest investor of this
That's
era.
real.
And they don't say, no, he lying. But notice when I was far off on the couch, she invited me over based off the reaction she heard from the crowd. It ain't ego. So even when I say I'm the greatest investor, it's because of the amount of people I've helped make money. It's not about me per se. It's like I haven't seen more people help people as fast as I have. You have to have belief, but you have to put the work in, but you also need balance. I was telling her, Leslie, before she left, like in 20 years, I probably had 13 people die. I never thought about work at one funeral. You need balance. That's for me. Like, I hate all meetings. This is how all business should go. You want to do business with me? Wire the money, send it in, then we do business. Why we got to talk? Now, that sounds crazy.
Right.
Here's what I do know. When I went to my grandmother's funeral, the day before my son's birthday, 2016, nobody I did business with went to the funeral. So if we're going to play ball, I don't want to smooze. Either you want me or you don't. Either you want to do business or you don't. And for some people, you got to put yourself in a position to be able to do that. But I don't want to lose time with people that I love for a bullshit ass introductory meeting for, like, no. Like, you know, off energy, you know if you like somebody before you even meet them or not, I'm cool. So for me, it's about saving time, being with people that I love, working on the things that I actually want to do, because we only get one life, and life goes by fast, bro. Goes by fast. So I know it's definitely a unique approach, but you have to do both. You have to work, but you do need faith.
I mean, they say faith without work is dead.
Yep.
All right. And I believe that, because I'm gonna tell you right now that what I catch myself doing the most is praying. Yep. I'm getting up, and like I got up. I'm gonna leave my phone alone because I looked at the chart before last night. I want to know where the move is, but I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill and know that it's thank you that I'm here and I'm moving, etc. So I guess another question I have for you, Ian, is if you were to acquire, back on the investing side, if you were looking to acquire a company today,
it's a great question. Nobody's ever asked me this.
What are you looking for?
To buy it out flat rate or just to be?
I want to buy this company. I see something.
Yeah.
If Ian was in Shark Tank, sits there, someone walks in and says, for 20% of my company, I want to give this, and you go, nah, I want to buy it outright.
Yeah. Number one, what problem are they solving that nobody else has currently solved? Number two, how much can it move the GDP of the United States of America or the world? Number three, what competitive advantages do you have that nobody else in the world has? The purpose of every business is to build a monopoly. So when I go back to the podcast and 2.0 thing, Spotify and Apple, because the podcast came from the iPod, they have a monopoly on podcasting. Spotify made their way into the game. They made all of us go from Pro Tools and Cakewalk to then buying Rode mics and Shure mics to upload on their platform. And I still don't know how much one episode is worth if somebody listens for 2 hours. That's a monopoly. But here's the part that's amazing about Apple. They convince people to love them so much the consumers never push back. That's a perfect business model. So Mark Zuckerberg and his wife Priscilla, they have a plan by 2100 to have a catalog of all diseases and how to cure them. Perfect business model. Now, is it evil and nefarious? Am I worried about what they'll do with the data? Absolutely. But if I can catalog every disease and know how to prevent or treat it, that's a business I would be favorable to. A company that can eliminate pesticides at scale away from all fruits and vegetables. 1 in 6 couples are having issues with reproduction, sperm count down 50% over the last 25 years, where cancer rates is up 300%. So if a company could eradicate that, I will look to buy that one, or if I can find a company that can go into the ocean and extract the salt water out of the water and make it fresh, I would want to invest in like one of those companies. But you need a moat that nobody else can come in.
When you say moat, for the listener now, what do you mean by moat?
Moat is like a defense mechanism around your business that you can't go into. So if you wanted to recreate Instagram, it's probably going to take you $40 or $50 million to have the same kind of functionality. It's a protective mechanism. Another thing with podcasting or any broadcast media, this is what Disney and ESPN tried to fight. They made the barrier to entry really high. And then now all of a sudden, Gillian Wallow get hot and Cam and Mace get hot. And now you seeing at some point, I think T.O. needs a show.
Yeah, for sure.
AI needs a show, right?
For sure.
But Disney, ESPN felt threatened by that model. That's why they had to buy Pat McAfee. So if it's easy to get into the business, it's very hard for you to control market share. So for me, the way to be protected is to work on my craft more than anybody else. Even with automation and all the algorithms and stuff like that, I didn't hear nobody call 20,000 when I was calling it on Bitcoin. And anybody who's going to do technicals, you saw it. It was clear as day.
Facts. It's crazy because the drop was there, and I was like, I remember you calling it when everybody wanted to go up, and I'm like, yo, Ian's really calling this joint at 20, and I see the drop.
You can see how
bro.
I can go. It's not that much room left. So I'm looking for a business that has an edge that no one else can duplicate and or copy.
Second question. For somebody watching this episode right now, new to investing, new to trading, feel you're 12 years behind.
Yeah.
They see this episode and it's like, bro, I'm working a full-time job, already living check to check. If Ian was here now, because this is what the GDP, the economy, we see it, it was delayed, very delayed, but we're seeing it now. Like the layoffs are ridiculous right now. I think it was Walmart closing out stores, Target's closing out stores. It's happening.
Yeah.
The fear of what's happening, and I think in the 2020, if we didn't learn how to grab a new skill set and take it real, and not have to forgive ourselves and look at our current situation. If Ian was living check to check and had $1,000 to his name today, what would he do to invest? What are the stocks? Is he going to go options? Is he going futures? Is he going Forex? What would he do? With so much other vehicles out there, what would Ian do right now, living check to check $1,000?
You got to get a second job. You need more income. Third, you got to build a business. Fourth, take half of the money from the second job and put it into long-term. You got to do long-term first, and it's boring, but the truth is if you only have 1,000 left and you go into Forex, futures, options, anything in the short term, you're going to get your fucking head knocked off.
Facts.
You're going to overtrade. You're going to be too dependent. As soon as you need to pay a bill, you're like, hey, I'm going to trade US 30. Then you're going to get killed on the Mexican peso, because it's a certain level of discipline that you need. Apple, Microsoft are the two that I love the most because they have the most protection around their business. And with all the companies that Apple or Microsoft owns, they're like an index inside of one company. So if you look at every other business they acquired, and in the App Store, anytime you buy something, they get 30% of that revenue. Right. Start there. If you can, and the reason why I tell people to start there, if you can't buy Apple or Microsoft every month, I know you can't trade well. You can't stick to a fucking plan to monetize on any platform or any chart, anything that you trade. Trading is a game of discipline and having an edge information-wise that will provide you an alpha. Like most people are listening to the things that is a liability. You have to listen to things that is going to give you an edge in the market to help you produce more. So that's what I would do. And then also the thing that I always say, stay in the house 3 years. If you're not willing to sacrifice for 3, everyone can do what they want to do. I'm telling you what I did. A lot of the reason why I get to talk and say the things that I do, I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I've done. So if you don't want to do it, fine. But Young Boy's doing it. Young Boy put out 47 albums on House Arrest.
That's crazy.
You have to pick if you want to be outside and popping. But everybody I know who is litty as hell in 2020, especially here, they're sad right now. Didn't invest. They blowed a lot of money on OnlyFans girls they never got to meet. Right? They was hanging out. Cool. Right. And then when the money dries up, then what? But now, if you learn how to invest, there's more opportunity, I think, than ever. And also for like the people that are hustlers in a recession, that's really the time to make a killing.
Here's my final question.
Go ahead.
3-part question.
Yep.
If there's a CEO that you could shadow, all right?
Living or dead?
Give me both.
Okay.
Living or dead CEO, who would you shadow? If there is a competitor in a space that you can work with, who would that be? Mm-hmm. And if there was a student that you can help as soon as they got started, someone come to your mind, whether it's a family member.
Yeah.
So a CEO, dead or alive, you would shadow. A competitor, I guess, in your space that you would partner with. And a student you wish you could grab faster to help them get success faster.
Who I would want to shadow? That's a great question. I've never been asked this before. Dead, Steve Jobs.
That's my guy. Yeah, 100%.
Living, Bill Gates. And I say
Microsoft.
this, and I
Apple,
say this
Microsoft.
that people forget when Apple was about to go out of business, Bill Gates wrote a check for 15% of Apple. So when the whole Mac versus PC campaign was going on, it was a great hedge because he made money either way. I love Steve and Paul Jobs. Rest in peace. Shout out to Lauren and the whole family. Mm-hmm. Steve Jobs couldn't fuck with Bill Gates on the CEO side in no time. Mm-hmm. So to build a monopoly that he stole,
facts,
and then integrated it and developed it to where everyone was using your software, I would want to know, how do you get that kind of edge as an executive? And the crazy part, even with Ballmer running the company after he left and running it into the ground for 10 years, Microsoft is still as valuable as Apple today with a 10-year loss. So there would be no Apple if Gates would have remained there or they would have had a better CEO. So those are the two I would probably pick to shadow. Yeah.
A competitor that you would partner with, like someone you see doing what you, in the same, I guess, financial literacy or investor.
Financial literacy.
Let me rephrase that. An investing, trading world.
Yeah.
Who would you partner with? You feel like if y'all two came together, because already shout out to Market Mondays.
Yeah.
But if it was a conglomerate, you two come together, it'll be like an all-star game.
Warren Buffett and Kathy Wood.
And now a student that comes to your mind that you feel like, and the reason I asked that question, because I wanted the audience to hear, there's probably someone that got started really late and got crazy success, opposed to a person that probably got started with you.
Yeah, I mean, I've had both people who started late and they've made a lot, or they started young. At this point, though, I'm only concerned in teaching my son for two reasons. I learned this, and the motivation to get this was for him. And I know my son won't turn his back on me unless I do something to cause it. I can name you the number of people that I've helped make $300,000-$400,000, and because of their ego or their girl wishing they had my status, they then looked at me as an enemy. I'm not gonna give a fuck about none of this popular. I was popular in real life. Me being popular in Gary and going to the West Side game, and girls be like, "Oh, I'll fuck with him." Right. That shit mean way more than all these motherfucking followers. That shit. So for me, and this is a axiom that people forget, every secret that you learn in business is supposed to be kept in the family anyway. So all hedge fund businesses are old family. So Goldman Sachs is a family. Two families that partner together. And we've had like a lot more globalization, so that kind of dynamic has went away. I do love sharing the information, but most of the people that may talk bad about me, I've made money. I've helped. Like, I've had somebody be mad at me and like, "Yo, you said we was gonna record at this time and you missed." I'm like, my flight got delayed, then I had to go meet Charlamagne. Like,
my son Ian was wild late today, y'all. Wild late.
Super late. Late.
But with grace, we just went crazy, which is understandable because of the man that you are.
And also I didn't charge. Like most people, I charge $15,000 for a podcast.
The realest. You understand me? We fucking coming. You heard?
So like, and sometimes people expectations, they want you to do more for them than they'll ever do for you. Anyone that I've loaned money to and I fell out with, they leave that part out of the equation until I bring it up. So I know if I learn all of this and I pass it to my son, which is true generational wealth, I'll always be safe. He'll always be safe.
Yo, Ian,
if I made you money, please put yes in chat.
Yeah, heard me?
I don't even care if y'all get mad no more.
Yo, Ian, listen, bro. First and foremost, let me just take a moment to say thank you.
Thank you.
Like, one, I anticipated the flip back kind of question, and I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Unprepared for that. Secondly, even doing this, bro, man, who you are, where you at right now in your career and what you do, living to make sure the day you had to even come and show out after the long day you're gonna have today, even having us, let me be real with y'all, take y'all time, do y'all setup, it's on y'all. Even Soraya, shout out to you, like just very understanding, bro, and your knowledge, your expertise,
thank you.
Your grace, the father you are.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's another episode in the Living Room Podcast where you learn, laugh, and heal. Clap it up for my man Ian fucking Dunlap.
It was fun.